Okay, I'm here with Lars Anderson, a absolute thriller of a matchup today against Mount Olive. 89 minutes, 58 seconds, and we found a goal at the very end. Coach, just your initial thoughts from today's big divisional win.
Well, first off, I want to give Mount Olive credit. I think they came out and battled and fought in the game of football can be cruel. I've been on both sides of this. Fortunately, I've had the good fortune of winning more of them than losing them. But I do feel for them. At the same time as I'm elated for us, I do feel for them. Giving up a goal with 2 or 3 seconds left in the game when you battle that hard, and they played well. Their goalkeeper makes some sensational saves. Now, the flip side of that is, I think, and I'll have to go back and check the tape, that we hit the crossbar 3 times, with the post once. They have 2 goal line clearances. We had 15 corners. We missed 1 or 2 one-on-ones. Obviously, goal scoring could have been better on our part today, but that's the beauty of this game. It is hard to come by goals. We're not a game where you're going to score 50, 60, 70 points. You're going to get a goal, and that's what wins you games. And again, credit goes to Mount Olive for playing as hard as they did. But I'm obviously thrilled with our kids for hanging in there, battling. I mean, to be fair, after all those corners and all those close calls, you're starting to think, maybe today isn't our day, and credit goes to them that they hung in there, they stayed with it, and they believed until the end and scored a goal with 3 seconds left.
Yeah, you said first half wasn't quite there for you guys, but the second half you really amped up the pressure. A lot of shots on goal. Just what do you like in those final 45 minutes?
I mean, that's something that we talked about all year long, that we're 7-3-1 in the conference, but by our standards, that's obviously not where we normally find ourselves. So we're disappointed in that. And one of the things that we talked about is we struggle, and it lands on my shoulders. We struggle to put together comprehensive performances. We either play well in the first half, or we play well in the second half, or we play well for 20 minutes in the first half. And great teams put together 90-minute matches, and I think we're close. I felt like the last game, actually, prior to this one, our loss to Chowan, where I think we outshot the opponent 20 shots to 2 and lose 1-0. I told the team afterwards, I'm devastated, but I think you're close. And I think we're getting there. If we play like we did in the second half, we can beat anybody in this league and beyond. If we play like we did in the first half, we're going to struggle. And the team knows that. The leadership knows that. And they know what needs to be done.
Even though, there's obviously things to work on, but just walk us through those final seconds. I mean, it was just kind of chaotic at the end. It was very delayed, the goal called, but just walk us through it from your viewpoint.
Well, as a coach, obviously, when you have a ball like that, every coach in the country, every coach in the world is going to shout for a goal. I shouted for a goal and would have regardless, but I really believe that ball was in by a decent margin, and obviously you just showed me the tape that clearly shows that the ball was in. But me believing the ball was in, me being convinced that the ball is in, the ball actually being over the line doesn't, because we don't have goal line technology. I mean, if this was English Premier League, we'd go to the VAR and it would be clear cut in 2 seconds, because it was in by a far enough margin that would have taken VAR 5 seconds to determine. But I did not see, and I could be wrong, I think that it wasn't the lino that called it, it was the referee, and that is unusual, and because I think his view was blocked, so that is a big call for the referee to make. But I was convinced the ball was in. But that doesn't mean you have that, oh my gosh, I mean, if he doesn't call this, we're going to feel like we got cheated out of the game. And then I am glad too, as emotional as this game was, I would have felt bad if he'd called the goal. I truly would have, and the ball wasn't in. So you showing me the tape and showing that it's clearly in makes me feel even greater. But yeah, I mean, that's what you coach for. That's what those are the moments. Anybody that's coached, I mean, that's that minute after that goal is what this life is all about. Being a coach, being with your team, winning together, struggling, being mad at each other, being frustrated with each other, and then sorting it out. I mean, you don't love that. You don't love coaching, and coaching is is a lifestyle, and it's a commitment. And there are times when you wonder why you do this, and then a moment like this comes along and you know exactly why you do this.
Coach, we'll let you enjoy the win the rest of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.